Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. Our topic today will be how to come up with marketing ideas that stick. If you like the sound of that, you should definitely stick around. As usual, enjoy the show. Good morning, everybody.
There was always a ton to learn. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well and that your January is shaping up well. We've got a few days left in the month here as we record this. And as you tune in live, feel free to drop any questions down below. I always appreciate you taking time to tune in. And my goal is always to serve you at the highest level and give you the marketing and the entrepreneurial, inspiration and guidance and support that you need. And just like Jethro said, really going to talk today about how to come up with marketing ideas that stick. And there's a lot. There's definitely a lot that goes into growing a business. And one of the things that's really important is consistent marketing that's going to allow you to not only be in front of your audience on a consistent basis, but really have ideas and solutions and things that stick in their minds and that truly solve their problems. And so the first thing to really pay attention to is to know your audience, on an intimate level. If you don't actually know, who they are, what they're interested in, what their fears are, what their goals are, if you don't just spend, a ton of time getting to know the audience, then your ideas aren't going to stick because, in my experience and opinion, they're going to come from a place of ego, which is not, not effective in this play, in this standpoint. And your ideas that are driven by your ego and what you think is good and what you think your audience wants is not going to be effective unless you truly know who they are and you can actually serve them and help them. And so making the first kind of priority in your marketing of getting to know your market, as simple as that sounds, that's something that I often see overlooked and is not always paid attention to. So make sure you get to know your audience at an intimate level, know everything about them, what they like, what their goals are, who they want to be when they grow up, so to speak, literally or figuratively. All of those things are really going to help you. The second thing that's really important and directly related to that is to know what problems your audience is trying to solve. Because if you know what problems they're trying to solve, then it's going to be a lot easier to recognize solutions to those problems. So as entrepreneurs, as marketers, as leaders in our respective industries and spaces that we serve, if we want to stand out and get attention and have marketing ideas that stick, then if we know our audience intimately and we know what problems they're trying to solve, then when we see a solution, we'll either know if it matches to our audience needs or if it's not going to be relevant. And so that's really key. And one of the easiest ways to do this, there's two simple things that we always encourage our clients to do and we help them do. Is one, just have conversations with your clients, with your customers, with the people that you serve. That's the simplest thing to do, and it's often the simple things that we forget to do or we don't do consistently. And so make sure that you're talking to them consistently, that you're learning about what problems they're trying to solve, what their goals are, where they're trying to go. And so those real life face to face, over video, over a phone call, those conversations are what's going to really help you stay aligned to the marketplace that you're serving. The second thing that will help you understand, what problems they're trying to solve, what they want, is to survey them. And so that's something that we help our clients do when we build out BME blueprints. We build out year-long marketing strategies for our clients. And when we do that, one of the things that we offer as part of that process is to survey your customers and figure out, what their needs are, why they started working with you, what problems they were solving, all those things. So having both conversations and getting a written kind of format survey back is a really helpful thing that you can do as well. And so those are the first kind of foundational things. The first thing, knowing your audience intimately, and then as part of that or on top of that, knowing what problems they're trying to solve. That's the second thing. And then with that foundation, the third thing that will help your marketing ideas stick is to really be brave and brainstorm ideas that are going to get attention, something that's going to really stand out. I know I've mentioned on the show before how Red Bull, I believe, was like the first company to sponsor somebody that jumped from outer space and they dove back into the Earth's atmosphere. And that happened quite a few years ago now, but at the time that was really novel, really crazy, something that nobody had done before. And so with Red Bull attaching themselves to that and sponsoring that, they were able to get the exposure and really get the attention of millions of people at that point. I forget how many streams happened live, but it was millions of people. And so as you're thinking about ideas, what kind of things are going to stop people in their tracks, help them, notice you, notice what you're up to, notice what your company is doing. And oftentimes, I know even for me, sometimes thinking about that for your own company or your own products is harder because we know our products and services intimately. We know our team. We know what we can deliver as a company. And sometimes being inside the box or inside the bottle, as people say, it's obviously impossible to read the label. So creating a situation where you either can pull yourself out of that situation, you can go for a walk, you can kind of get yourself in a new headspace and come at your marketing ideas with a beginner's mind. That's what's a great way to really come up with something that's going to stick and be really interesting, get attention, and really be aligned with what you're trying to offer. The other thing that's always a good idea is to bring in outside help. That's one of the reasons that we love helping our clients is we can come in with that fresh outside perspective, and we can bring cross industry knowledge because we work in dozens and dozens of industries over the course of the years, and each year we have those types of things going on. It's easy for us to go, oh, well, this works really well in this space. This is definitely worth exploring or trying here. So bringing in outside help, whether it's, we'd love to explore working with you, or you bring in a consultant, or you bring in, even just a colleague or a friend from a different space, having that fresh perspective is what's going to make all the difference in the world when it comes to coming up with attention getting ideas. And getting attention is going to be different based on your business and what your audience actually wants. That's why you need to know your audience really intimately. You need to know what problems they're trying to solve. You need to really have that deep relationship with them, because otherwise you're going to come up with an idea that won't be relevant or aligned to them. Even though it may be attention getting somewhere else, it may not be attention getting for your audience. And so there's times where something that would work really well in the coaching space won't have any relevance in digital marketing, or something that may work really well in a sports related industry, would get a ton of attention, but in other spaces, nobody's going to care, or it may even offend the audience. And that's the other reason why you really want to know your preferences of the audience that you serve, of your customers. You really want to know their likes and dislikes, because you don't want to put something out there that's going to be totally misaligned. And while it may be attention getting, it could actually ruin your brand. So that's just something to keep in mind. But regardless, getting that attention, standing out, and being different is what's going to help people remember you. And if you stack that on top of what we talk about in almost every show, and we'll talk about again today, if you use this approach and then you're consistent, and you're just consistent in putting your message out there, you're consistent with your marketing, you're consistent in showing up and delivering great results, then that attention getting will be an anchor, and they'll go, oh, I saw that crazy thing they did, or I saw that really noteworthy different, approach they were taking. And then you keep showing up, and you keep showing up in a consistent manner, then that's going to build that trust. And ultimately, when the time is right, which is always up to our customer, not us, when they have that need, or when they finally get to that point where it's a tipping point of frustration or fear, or they're finally that desire to reach that goal gets strong enough, they're going to know that you're the person that can solve the problem. So just as a recap, remember, know your audience intimately. That way you'll actually know what type of ideas to come up, that will actually stick. Know what problems they're trying to solve, because ideally you can have an attention getting marketing idea and attention getting approach that directly speaks to solving a problem that your audience has. And then be brave and brainstorm new ideas, put something out there that nobody in your industry is doing. And that will help you change the game and come up with those marketing ideas that stick. And of course, if you need any help, reach out to us. We'd love to serve and support you. So if you just have questions about what we offer, or how we could be, part of helping you achieve the goals that you have for your business, marketing wise, and in other areas as well, go ahead and reach out, and we'd love to help you. And we will see you tomorrow.